This is my uncle's 1982 Capri. It was swapped with a stock 5.0 out of a 1990 Mustang. The motor was fitted with ARP head studs and a girdle. It has a rare turbo kit built by a company that went out of business many years ago. It has a Garrett 7065 turbo and 42-pound injectors, tuned on a stock computer and chip. He drove the car for many years and it blew a head gasket, and he let it sit for almost 6 years. Finally, after a lot of convincing, I finally started to put the car back together. I put brand new MLS head gaskets and new intake gaskets. After we put it all together, we pulled the exhaust and we did ceramic coating on them. After we put everything back together, we went to go fire the car, and the car didn't want to start. There was no fuel. We couldn't hear the fuel pump. So, after pulling the fuel pump, we found that there was a lot of rust, and the fuel pump hanger looked horrible. So, we put a brand new Aeromotive 340 pump in it with a new gas tank and new hanger. After that, the car started right up, idled super smooth. So, we brought the car down from the lift and we took it out. When I started recording, I noticed there was smoke coming under the car. When we popped the hood, we had noticed that fire had started by some power steering fluid that leaked through the fitting. But we could even put it out with some water, so that wasn't really a big issue.
Hey, what's up? Fire, 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 fire! Get this.
Fire?
Fire.
Güey, apúrate. Agua, 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 rápido, ábrela. Abre, abre rápido, cojones, la primera. No, bien. ¿Por qué se prendió?
Claro, porque por
Oh, el power steering, power steering.
el cable del. ¿Qué pasó ahí? El cable del coche.
So after we resolved that, we took the car out. And the first pass we did, we came back and we had to push the car back on the lift. The clutch had completely went out. And to the clutch store and we bought ourselves a 6-puck clutch, which is a little bit more aggressive for that setup, but it's all we can get at that time. So after we did that, we drove the car around and the car drove awesome. Then the car sat for a while until I came back from Florida. After I came back from Florida, I put a brand new UPR K-member chromoly kit on the car to lighten it up and make it easier to work on. After we did that, we put a brand new fuel pressure regulator, a catch can, and resealed up some oil leaks that it was having. The car ran awesome. I put an AFR gauge on it, the tune's on point. So we decided to take it to the track. It had been 10 years since our car has been down a track, and 10 years since my uncle has driven down a track. So we were going to take it light on the first hit. first pass, it ran at 899, and when we brought it back to the stands, we noticed that we didn't lower the tire pressure. It was at like 20 something psi, and it wheel hopped really bad. When we brought it back to the pits, we noticed that we didn't lower the psi on the tires. It was at 20 something. So for the next pass, we lowered the psi to 14 and a half. We were going to launch the car much harder because we don't want to break the T5, but we're trying to break the 7s, and it's kind of sketchy with that really old T5.
Am I okay here?
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you miss third?
For that pass, we ran a best of the night at a 8-1, leading softly and not shifting hard because still stock T5, and it ran great. The car pulls, the car ran great, no leaks, no nothing. We did money passes after that. The next pass, we didn't change a thing. We ran the same thing to see if we can break into the 7s. And after that pass, I ran the car for the first time, waiting in line for 2 hours, and it ran great. I wish I could have drove it a little bit better, but first time with that car, and I think I can do better next time. We're gonna try going next Thursday and see how it goes. The plan with the car now is to do a built C4 with a reverse manual valve body and a built rear end to see if we can break into the low 7s with the car.